Welcome everyone. In this Python Panda tutorial, we'll study about advanced operations on DataFrame, that is pivoting, sorting, and aggregation. Let's jump right in and get started. Pivoting. Pivoting is a process in which you transform or reshape data. Pivot basically reshapes your data and allows you to view in different ways. There are three main arguments, that is index, column, and values. Index will contain a string or an object. Column will also have a string or object, that is columns to make a new frames column, and value will have your columns as well. Now let's jump into the thing and see how pivot table works. So the very first thing what we'll be doing is to read a Excel into a data frame. So we have an Excel file called temp.csv. We'll just run and we'll fetch the data from temp. Now as we have got this data, we have inserted into a data frame 2, and now we will be applying operations on data frame 2. As we have a data frame 2, so when we print this is one way of viewing data. There are many different ways to reshape this data, and one of the ways is your pivot function. So here we can see two examples, that is pivot 1 and pivot 2. So let's see what does pivot 1 do. So pivot 1 equals to data frame dot pivot, index is city, column is humidity, and value is temperature. So what we are doing here, so when you see this data frame 2, let's run this first. Okay, so we have got this data, so we can just now we have written pivot 1 data frame dot to pivot, index is city. So you can see here Delhi, Jaipur, and Mumbai is the city, and in the columns header we have the humidity. So the humidity value like 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, and then 58. There's no 56 and 57, so it's not available here. Now there is a mapping that Delhi, when humidity was 50, what was the value of the temperature. So you can see in Delhi humidity 50, the temperature was 68, so 68 is here. But when in Delhi the humidity was 51, there was no temperature, so here the value is nan. So whatever value which is not there is replaced by a nan value. Okay, so you can see here that your data is reshaped. Okay, now next let's see pivot 2 data frame. So here the index will be humidity and the column will be city and value will be temperature. So you can see here humidity is on the row header and city is the column header, and then the value of temperature is displayed here. In this method, I have also taught you how to store the result in Excel file, because whenever we do this comparison of data or we do pivoting, we want to store it in a file, right? So for this, we'll just write the name of the data frame, or you can just directly write data frame dot pivot thing to Excel. We can, and then the path of the file wherever you want to save. So as I have written this, C users lovely, so I'll just check whether pivot 1 is present in my file or not. So you can see here pivot 1 is available. Okay, pivot 1 is there in the folder. While using pivoting, we need to specify the right index. So you can see here, as city is named by a capital C then small ity, in this query I have written C small and H small, and I run this, I will have an error. Now the error is key error city. So you need to keep in mind while writing the index column value, what is the exact name of the column or the row headers. Now if I don't mention the value while pivoting, what will happen? All the columns is included here, like date, temperature and pollution level. So we had date, temperature and pollution level. Okay, date, temperature, pollution level, right? So each and every column is displayed here on the basis of comparison. Now we will see how to use pivot and pivot table. So before that, I will just read a file called apple.csv. I will get this data. Now when I get this data, I will just print, the index will be quarters and column will be city. So I'll just print and I will get this data, right? But if I write index city, column production, so if you look at this, when index is city, we have different production columns, right? We have different production columns. So if we run this, I'll just run and show you. You will get an error. Error means index contains duplicate entries. So when you will just have a look at this file apple.csv, we have city, quarters, production and sales. Now when I am printing quarters as a row index, right, as a row label, and column as city, there is no duplication of error, right? We had quarters and city. So with quarter here, we have different cities. Q1 has the quarter Delhi, Mumbai, Jaipur, all, and Q2 also has all. So there is no duplication of data. So we got the print like this. But where there is duplication of data, like index is city and column is production. So if index is city, okay, and column will be production, and on top of it values are sales. So when it is city, we have different values of sales. Can you see? Delhi has 95, again Delhi has 110, Delhi has 165 and Delhi has 115. So the computer fails to understand what value of sale should be printed with the corresponding city. So when we have this kind of problem, we use pivot table. Now what pivot table do is, let's run and see. Here it gives you the city as well as the production, and the values are for your sales. So I'll just print data frame here before this so that I can just I can show you how the things are going. So run. So if we have this, now if I am saying that we have Delhi and the production, if it is 75, what is the value of sales? So in Delhi there is no production of 75, so nan. But if it is 100, production is 100, so what will be the value of sales? So let's see, if the production was 100 in Delhi, the sale was 95, right? So if in Delhi the production was 110, what was the sale? So there is no 110 production. So if you see 120, okay, so this is overlapping. Here you have Delhi 120, again you have here Delhi 120. So there is no confusion. Here you have 115 as well as Delhi 110. So what it does is, will add and then take out the mean of it, or you say average of it. So when there is Delhi 200, you have an average of 112.5, because when you add 110 and 115, you get 225, and when you divide it by 2, you get 112.5. So have you understood how does pivot table works? So pivot will have problem when there is duplication of values, but pivot table overcomes it by giving you the mean of the overlapping values. Now pivot table basically creates the spreadsheet, The arguments that we often use in pivot table are values, index, column, ag_func, that is aggregate function. Now we have already discussed all this, so let's see this. Now if you want to print anything else instead of nan, so you have values like nan here, okay, and now you want to print the value is anything instead of nan. So what we need to do is we have to write fill underscore value and the desired value. So I'll just write fill underscore value equals to single quotes na. So if I write like this and run, I will get na instead of nan. Or if I want to write just null, so I'll get null. Okay, if I want to write 0, I'll get 0. Now the next one is margin. So what does margin argument do? Margin will give you the mean of all the value at a single column level, right? So if we want to have a mean of pollution level at Delhi, we'll get the mean of the values whatever is written. Now instead of all, if you want to name this as a variable, or you can say as a header, you can use margin underscore name equals to total. So instead of all, we get here total. Now let's see sorting. Sorting can be done in two ways in Python Pandas, by label or by actual value. So by label, how do we do it? We use the function sort index. If we have a data frame like this and we want to sort this data frame on the basis of the name, so I will just write df3.sortIndex and I will get the sorted data frame. If I want to sort on the name of the subjects, or you can say column headers, I just have to write access equals to 1 and the sorting is done. So you can say A comes first, then English, Hindi, Math, Science and Social Science. We can also do it on the values present here. The sorting can be done on the values. For that we need to write df3.sort underscore values and then the name of the column. So it is done on the average. If I write by maths, it will be done on maths. If you want to mention the type of algorithm that should be used for the sorting, you can also do that by kind argument. So kind equals to merge sort and then the sorting will be done on the merge sort way. Last topic is your aggregate functions. So aggregate function is used to apply some aggregation across one or more columns. Okay, so the most frequently used aggregation methods are sum, min and max. Let's see how to use this. So what we can do is we will just write the name of the data frame dot aggregate and the list of the functions which is to be performed. So if I write sum, min, max, I will get like this. If I want to perform it on single row or if we want to perform it on single column, we need to use it as dictionary. We'll be writing the name of the column and the function to be performed. That is sum, min and max. I will run this. I will have the maths and science column and sum, min and max is performed on this. So that's all. Thank you.